You wanna know why I feel so good today? Because I'm actually on time for once. Let's go! But back to the main point. And the TikTok, YouTube Shorts kings are going back at it again, trying to scam people. Except this time, I'm actually interested. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Space Theory. And we are back talking about one of the hottest topics in space right now, the next year's 2025 solar storm. But what exactly is a solar storm in the first place? Well, let's take a look, shall we? You see, it all starts with the sun's solar cycle. You see, the sun goes through an 11-year cycle where every 11 years the magnetic field flips, where north becomes south and south becomes north. Okay, yeah, that's cool, but what does this have to do with solar storms in the first place? Well, you see, every 11 years is the peak of solar storm activity, and a lot of people take these things lightly, and this is not something to play with lightly. But how bad can it get? Well, these are what people on the internet say. Okay, I think you get it by now. However, that video still does prove a point. It's right because we would lose our power, our radio signals would be offline, airline crews would be in dangerous levels of radiation, and our satellites would most likely die. Let's go back in history, shall we? On September 1st, 1859, one of the worst solar storms ever occurred. In modern day time, at least. And it got named after the scientist who was mainly evolved around it, the Carrington event. I'm not going to go too much into detail, but let me know if you want a separate video in the comments. But long story short, it was a really bad solar flare that turned into a really bad geomagnetic storm. But putting that aside, let's look at the classes of solar flares. Up first, you have A, B, and C. A is probably something that happens very often and you don't even notice it. And it is also the most common. And B is not much different. C is about the middle point in this scale. It's where you could start to consider yourself in the danger zone. Next up are the big two, M and X. M is the second strongest solar flare. This is where things start to get real. Satellites may start to experience minor damage and everything is pretty minor until you get to X. X is the strongest and most destructive one. This is the worst one where you could experience everything that I said earlier. Also, get it? X, the social media platform?
Bro, shut the hell up.
You know, real quick, while we're out of context, I have a new Discord server. If you ever wanted to talk to me or give me assets or whatever you want, go join it. Now, back to the topic. It's the first link in the description. Now, as science is starting to become better and better, we're starting to get a longer and longer warning period of when a solar storm will actually hit us. As of right now, there are many different numbers, but the number that I seem to get most periodically was 60 to 90 minutes. And there's currently a 15% chance that an X-class solar flare will hit us. But what can I actually do to protect my devices? Ah, there we go, a question that I didn't have to research. Well, you wrap it in tinfoil, of course. I would shut it down and then just pray. Honestly, if you keep up to date with this stuff by subscribing to Space Theory, you won't have to worry. But hey, that's just a theory. A space theory. Thanks for watching. Well, you guys didn't deserve that. You guys didn't get the like goal. Hey! Yes, I know. Next week will be longer.